guys, welcome back. Okay, so it's weigh-in Wednesday, right? Let's get right to the point. I weighed in, and since last week, I am down 1.2 pounds. And I have been actively trying to use Weight Watchers for the past 3 weeks. I know I'm just back on YouTube right now. And I had, I'm steadily coming down a bit. So the first week, I lost 3, and then like 1.5 came back the next week, and then this week I'm down 1.2. So downward trend. I'm just trusting the system, and I'm going to go forward. So I wanted to say thank you all for those everybody here who came back. I am so elated, and you guys left such wonderful comments. It just was so wonderful to be back in this community and conversing with you again. I missed you immensely, and it was just wonderful to see all those comments. And I really want to thank you from my heart. So let's go share some meals together here. I'm going to show you about a day's worth, maybe a couple of breakfasts on each end, and then I'll tell you what I'm having. Hey guys, today I am having lunch here. I've got a tuna salad sandwich. I've got 2 Sara Lee breads for 2 points. I got 3 ounces of canned tuna. I'm using 1 teaspoon of this Trader Joe's mustard, which is 0 points for that. 1 tablespoon of regular mayonnaise. I've got 2 cups of these Trader Joe's cheese puffs here, and I think those are 2 or 3 points. An ice, some carrot chips, and an apple, and this was very filling. I also went to the store and I bought some beer battered fish fillets for the kids, and I picked up these air fried ones for me and Honey. So the air fried ones are 5 points for 2 fillets, and the beer battered ones are 2 for 7 points. So I'm going to stick with the air fried and see how those are. These are made by Gordon's company. And the next morning I woke up and Honey brought me a coffee. He's so sweet. He always tries to put a little heart on it or something in the morning. I think that's really sweet. And then I got up and got onto the treadmill, and I started walking in like Pilates socks. I know these don't match, but it just kind of feels better with my knee being kind of wonky, to walk in socks rather than in my tennis shoes. I feel like having some pancakes this morning for breakfast. So what I'm going to do is make some protein pancakes. I wish I had vanilla whey protein powder, but I don't. I have chocolate, so that's what I'm going to have to use. So I'm going to use 1 scoop of that, a half of a banana, a half of a cup of old-fashioned oats, and 2 egg whites, which I think 2 tablespoons is 1 egg white, so 4 tablespoons of egg whites. And I'm going to whirl it up in this blender and then make the pancakes. Now I wanted to make, I added too much water to my pancakes because I added even more than that, so they kind of came up like crepes. So I'm going to stuff them. I've got a half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt and a couple of tablespoons of PB Fit and a little skinny syrup. I stuffed them, rolled them up, put 7 strawberries on top, and I'm going to add a little sugar-free syrup for 1 point on top. These were extremely filling. They were just really, really wonderful. And then lunchtime came around, and I am having a chicken fajita taco salad. So really the only carbs in here are really going to be the black beans. I've got a fourth of an avocado, homemade salsa, a little bit of the light ranch, and I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with 1 tablespoon of the Skinny Girl balsamic vinegar, and that's just going to make kind of like a tangy ranch dressing, and that's going to get everywhere into my salad. And then I ended up snacking on about a cup of these. All right, it's getting late and I need a snack. I found this old book. I don't remember where I found it. My favorite thrift store, I think. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. This was one of the first Weight Watchers program cookbooks. It's not the first one. But anyway, there are some very interesting recipes in here. And I keep looking at this not so Danish pastry. If you were in Weight Watchers, a long time ago, I wonder if you remember this recipe. I really don't think it's going to taste like a Danish pastry, but it might do the job. I need a snack. And so You take a 1/4 cup of cottage cheese, artificial sweetener equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar, a dash of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of flavored extract, and then 1 slice of toast. And we're basically going to put the cottage cheese mixture over the toast and then place it under the broiler until it's bubbly and hot. And then we will see what we end up with. Okay, I'm using one of the Sara Lee 45 calorie breads, cinnamon, vanilla, packet of stevia, and it is in the broiler. All right, I don't think it was bubbly, but my toast was getting too dark, so I thought I would bring it out. Actually, I kind of dipped my finger in it. This tastes pretty good. Actually, it may not look like much, but it's pretty yummy. I'm gonna have it with some tea, and I use nut pods, a little bit of that creamer in my tea, and that's gonna be my snack. And I believe, I'm gonna double check, but I believe this is gonna be 1 point. If not, it's gonna be 2. All right, I wanted to tell you about that Weight Watchers Danish pastry. No, it doesn't taste like a Danish pastry, but it really fulfills all the parameters of what I was wanting in a snack. It's high in protein, it's very filling, it's got some fiber, and it definitely kept me before dinner. And it was sweet and it was good. It wasn't a Danish pastry, but it kind of gave me the feeling of it. You know what I mean? So if you can stand cottage cheese and you want to try it, I do recommend it. And I am going to do it again. Now, if you know me, you know I love pancakes. I love to start the day with something sweet. They say that Americans start the day sweet, with sweet treats, and the rest of the world doesn't all do that. A lot of times they'll just start eating regular food for breakfast, and I guess as in America, we tend to include sweets as part of that. I'm typical for that. I love pancakes in the morning and oatmeal and whatever. So this morning I thought I would make these plant-based pancakes. And this recipe is a simple recipe. It comes from Potato Strong, which is a plant-based website. Now, in it, he says, and I cut the recipe in half because typically when I have oats in the morning, I won't have a whole cup. I will have a 1/2 cup of dry. A whole cup is just too filling and it's just too much, and I think it's too much for me. So I used a 1/2 cup of rolled oats, and all of this is going into the blender, a 1/2 of a banana, a 1/2 cup of water, teaspoon of vanilla, a tablespoon of baking powder, and a tablespoon of flaxseed meal. And of course, you can add cinnamon or anything else in the spices if you want. I whirl that all up, and then I made a few pancakes out of that. And they are so good and they're so fiberful. And so that's what I'm going to show you. And I'm going to make a compote to go along with it. The compote itself, it's blueberries. It is 0 points. I add about a 1/4 cup to my pancakes. And I do add cornstarch to it. But because of the amount that's in it, it still comes out to 0 points for like a 1/4 cup serving. And probably for a 1/2 cup serving, but a 1/4 cup is plenty. And then I'm going to serve it with egg whites and 1 egg. And that's how I'm starting out my day. Okay, so I took about 2.5 to 3 cups of these frozen blueberries from Sam's Club. I'm putting them in a pan, and I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla mixed with about a cup of water in here. I'm just going to put that here on top. You can go with less water if you want. It'll cook down. The blueberries will burst open. I'm using about 1/3 of a cup of stevia in the raw. I'm going to cook this down, and you can see they're starting to burst open. I'm using 1/4 cup of cornstarch mixed with water to make it liquid, and then I'm just going to stir it until it thickens up. You can use this for all kinds of stuff as a topping, mixed over cottage cheese, yogurt, put it into like a whole wheat tortilla with a little cream cheese. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with this blueberry compote, and it is just delicious for breakfast. So this is what I'm having for breakfast, and it is going to be very filling and give me lots of protein to start my day. Okay guys, so that's it so far. I wanted to give you this one tip that I keep remembering, and it helps me when I'm choosing my foods, is if I could remember the three initials BPC. Just remember BPC, best possible choice. Every time you sit down to order a meal, make a meal, have a meal, there's so many choices. Just make the best possible choice that you can make for that meal for yourself at the time, and take it one step at a time. If you can make the best possible choice, it'll be okay. And so I'm taking it one bit at a time. So I will see you in the next video. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. All right, let me know how you did this week down below, and let's celebrate your progress together. You guys, you can do it. Let's do this together day by day. Make the best possible choice today. All right, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.